Hey everyone, what is up? This is Jason, aka Contra, with Recreational Combat. It has been a while, no? I'm going to bring to you a little rant video today and showing you some footage from a blast camp game that I had a blast, pun intended, at Cobras versus Joes. If you don't know, Blast Camp is in Hobart, Indiana, at an old missile base. It is an airsoft and paintball field. Real cool place. You guys really should go check it out if you're in the area and haven't had a chance yet. And what my rant is going to be about is, what exactly are you looking for in an airsoft game? Now, Blast Camp, like many other paintball and airsoft fields, has theme games. And this past weekend, we went to the Infected game, which is a zombie game. It's an annual zombie game that they have, and it's I've heard it was really fun. And so this year was my first year of going, and it's a little bit different than last year's. This year was more of a mainstream kind of. You had a team versus team, and then with zombies. And the way they did it was really interesting. You would have a basic roll of how many lives that you have, pretty much your respawns that you have before you actually become a zombie. And then once you lose your last life, you instantly become a zombie. And then you can run around and tag people and turn them into zombies too. So it was really interesting. But the main reason I ask, and the big question is, are you looking for in an airsoft game? Is when I went to this Infected game, I was looking for a themed game, not just team versus team combat stuff with a couple of objectives sprinkled in. You can go do that anywhere, but the idea was to survive against the zombies as well as your enemies. The Op 4. And the issue that we kept running into, or that I ran into, was for the whole first half of the game, I never ran into a zombie. I never shot a zombie. I never did anything. And all it was a team shooting other players of a team, maybe trying to get objectives, and then everybody was just kind of hiding in buildings and shooting at each other. Nobody was trying to hustle. And everybody was just kind of camping, just shooting guys, and it really wasn't that fun in the beginning. And it's not, Cobra Airsoft Legion are the guys that run the Blast Camp games, the airsoft side at least, and it was not their fault. What you have is a issue of players who maybe take themselves or the game too seriously, and that they do not want to play along. So after we all had lunch, and it was the second half of the game, I literally was thinking about going home. Like, I just was like, you know what, man, I'm not really having that much fun, whatever, I think I'm going to bail. But you know what, let me try being a zombie first. So after I had 6 lives, second half of the game, I lost my last life. I was like, I'm going to be a zombie. Took my M4, left it in the car, so I didn't have to lug that thing around, and started being a zombie. Found the zombie respawns, and I was a zombie by myself for probably a good half an hour. And it was interesting running after people and freaking them out, and they were more scared of me being a zombie than me having a gun, which was kind of hilarious. But then it came to the point where there's maybe 5 or 6 guys. There's a team of 5 or 6 guys. And they're just sitting there in front of the zombie respawn, just waiting for me to respawn. Not pushing up or trying to push up, but maybe too afraid to. I don't understand. It's a game. It's not real. Who cares? Just go walk and respawn. What's the big deal? But nobody was being a zombies. So in a whole area, in the whole town area of Blast Camp, and if you've been there, you know that area, I was the only zombie really running around there for a good half an hour. And so then one of the refs, Sarge, pulled me aside and he started inserting me into places where I was able to start infecting people and then start kind of building a horde. And then by maybe about an hour later, I had a good, or there was a good 17 to 20 people that were zombies, and we had like a zombie horde, and we were running around. But then you ran into the same problem of people not wanting to get tagged, exceeding the bang kill limit of 3, trying to bang kill 5, 7 zombies just saying bang, 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 bang. It's like, come on. How many of us, and then not wanting to take a hit or anything like that, or camping at the respawns and just stuff like that, or like shooting us when we got super close, like 3 feet, 2 feet, they're just shooting us in. You just know there was no need to. I mean, we can't shoot you. We're gonna run at you. I mean, come on, either you run or you just stand there, but so the problem we had was that people were taking it too seriously and not playing along with the game type of that day, which was zombies. The whole point of going there is to like survive against zombies. But if there are no zombies in the zombie game, then it's not really a zombie game. Then you just have a force on force, plain old regular old game. So that's what brings up my question, and that's what starts my rant. And this is something to think about when you attend themed games, is what are you looking for in an airsoft game? If you just want to get together and shoot people, maybe a themed game is not for you. But if you want to go try different game types and different play types and have a good time and actually play along, just think about that before you go. Think about if you go to a zombie game, think about, oh, I'm going to be a zombie. How interesting is it going to be? It's going to be different. It's going to be something new. It's going to be fun. But if you just want to go to a game and shoot people and not want to play along with different types and the theme of the game, then just stay home. Because you can go to any other open field day and just shoot people. But if you're coming to a theme game and you don't want to play along with the theme, do everybody else a favor and just stay home. Because you're not really contributing to the game. And if you're there and you're in a zombie game and you don't want to follow the rules, or you don't want to be a zombie, or take the time to actually at least try and follow the rules to get your 2 mandatory kills or get 1 kill and get shot and then respawn as a human, if you don't want to do that, then stay home, because you're just ruining the rest of the game for everyone else, because they see you doing it and then they're not going to want to do it. And that's just how it goes. It's almost like the same way when you don't call hits. If you don't call your hits, then that means that somebody else isn't going to call their hits. And then at the end of the day, nobody's going to call their hits, because everyone's going to be all salty because nobody's called their hits. If you call your hits, then everybody else will take that as an example, and then they'll call their hits too. And eventually you kind of have you have your bad apples, and you have, people like that no matter what game you go to, but they're not going to ruin the game for everybody. And it's almost the same thing with themed games. If you're going to a zombie game, if you're going to, the Red Dawn's coming up soon, or any themed games, Cobra versus Joe's, this year was awesome. It was the second one I went to, and this time I actually dressed as a Cobra and made like an Alley Viper loadout, and I had a blast. It was the most fun I ever had at an airsoft game, because I didn't care number one, I didn't care what people thought. Number two, I played along with the game types. And if you're just looking to shoot people, man, just go to a regular game. Then just stay home. Because, like I said, you're not contributing at all, and you're kind of ruining the game for everyone else. And you'll be surprised of how much of a good time you will have by just playing along and having fun and not taking yourself seriously. Because in the end, airsoft is a game. People say it's a sport. Yes, it is. I guess you can say it's kind of a sport, but it is a game. You dress up in camouflage and you carry fake guns and go pew pew pew. Let's be honest, please. Okay, it's a game. The point is to have fun. This is Jay with Recreational Combat. Take it easy out there, everyone.
They're gonna start shooting.